देवाय ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। वेलकम एवरीवन। जीरो कर दीजिए, क्या क्या होगा। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our very special class on the very auspicious occasion of Shri Narsimha Chaturdashi. Narsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. One time Srila Prabhupada was asked by one person, Swamiji, when you chant Hare Krishna, how do you feel? So if somebody asks, आपको कैसा लगता है आप माला करते हैं, chanting करते हैं, so everybody may have different, ways of expressing. I feel peaceful, I feel satisfied, protected. Many things devotees can say. But Srila Prabhupada, when he was asked, he said, I feel fearless. So this fear is the most prominent emotion in this world. And when we are away from Lord, we become fearful. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshatah syad ishadape tasya viparyaya asmriti. This verse is from Bhagavatam, which says, Bhaya, fear arises when we have a different understanding than the Lord is giving in scriptures. When we are not able to connect to God, then we feel fearful. So somebody may say, where is the God in the picture? Fear or God? What is the relation? One time I was traveling in train and it's a common scene. Many of you must have seen this. A lady enters with a small baby in her hands and he is very peacefully sleeping in the midst of entire crowd. विरार चर्चगेट की सुबह की 8 बजे की लोकल. But still the child is peacefully sleeping. Why he is fearless? Why he is fearless? Because he has full faith in the protection of his mother. That is fearless. That is the dependence of child. Similarly, when we have this faith that Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke, then we become fearless. Otherwise, fear is a very powerful emotion. Everything in this world is run by fear. Many industries are run by fear. Food industry is running because of fear of hunger. Cosmetic industry is running because of fear of हाँ जी ओल्ड एज, बुढ़ापा आ जाएगा, इसीलिए सब लगाते रहिए. One time a teacher was writing on the teaching English. She wrote on the board, I am beautiful. Which tense is this? बच्चे बोलते हैं past tense मैडम. चला गया. Fear of old age. Medicine industry is running because of fear of disease and death. So everywhere fear is a very prominent emotion. This fear has two meanings. The first meaning we many times experience, bhago, forget everything and run. But we have to go to the next definition of fear. That is the story of Prahlad Maharaj. He faced everything and he rose above. That is the story which is described in this entire wonderful section of Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of Prahlad. And it is described that the faith, many times, it doesn't make sense. क्या होगा विश्वास करके कुछ होने वाला है क्या, भगवान है कि नहीं है, but it makes miracles. That's what happened in the life of Prahlad Maharaj. So today we'll be discussing this beautiful story which comes in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is a story of three personalities: Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu, and Lord Narsimha himself. This is the 7th canto. Bhagavatam is divided into 12 parts. Just like in Ramayana we have Kand, Ayodhya Kand, Aranya Kand. Similarly, Bhagavatam has, Hindi mein bolte hain, Skand. And the entire Bhagavatam of 12 cantos is divided into 10 topics. Atra sarga visargascha sthanam poshanamutaya manvantare shanukatha nirodho muktirashraya. Sarga, primary creation, creation by Brahma. Visarga, creation by, first is creation by the Supreme Lord himself, Vishnu. Second is the creation of Brahmaji, creation of all the species of life. That is called as Visarga. Then Sthana, the geography is described. The geography which we read in our textbooks. And the Vedic cosmology is little different. Some things are similar, but there are some different things also. That is also described in Bhagavatam. Then 6th canto describes how Lord protects his devotees, Poshana. And the 7th canto, which we'll be discussing today, describes the various types of inclinations. There are some auspicious inclinations, there are some inauspicious inclinations. That is called as Uti. Uti means inclination. So auspicious inclination is described by whom here? Who is auspicious in, apart from Narsimha Narsimha Supreme Lord? Prahlad. And the inauspicious inclination is Hiranyakashipu. So we'll be discussing this auspicious and inauspicious inclination. And if you read this canto, you will realize most of the story is a story of Prahlad only. The Lord comes in the climax and then does the first surgery of the universe. One time, in Bhaktivedanta hospital, one patient was getting operated. First time आया था वो. He didn't know anything about the Krishna consciousness, and operation theater में लेके गए उसको. And operation theater में they had a picture of Narsimha, Supreme Protector. So he was already fearful. Seeing that picture, he became more fearful. He asked the doctor, "Doctor, what is that?" Doctor said, "This is the first surgery of the universe. Operation successful, patient liberated." And then he said, "And doctor, who is the small child standing in front of him?" He said, This is the son of the person who is being operated." So he got more confused. ऐसा कैसा बेटा है, पिता को हत्या कर रहा है कोई और ये गार्लैंड लेके खड़ा है. So that is little interesting. So the entire story of Prahlad, it is a story of a person, a child who has an implicit faith. How old he was? 5 years old. Yes, Yatika, how old are you? 8. Aradhya, how old are you? 7. Oh, and your brother? 2. 2 नहीं. 3. Okay, आपसे 2 साल छोटा है वो प्रहलाद. And the story of Prahlad is really amazing. When we hear the story of the devotees, there are 2 types of Katha, Vaishnav Katha and Krishna Katha. Which is more powerful? Vaishnav Katha or Krishna Katha? Pakka. Shrutasya pumsam shuchirashramasya nanvanjasa suribhiridito arthaha tat gunano shravanam mukunda padaravindam hridayeshu yesham. So this verse says, if somebody is endeavoring to hear, आप लोग इतना समय निकाल के मंडे इवनिंग में यहाँ पे आए हैं ना, मेहनत करके आए हैं, समय निकाल के, you could have done so many other things. So this verse says, if somebody is really endeavoring to hear, क्या सुनना चाहिए उसको? Tadgunano Shravanam, he should hear the glories of the devotees of Lord. What is so special about them? Pada Ravindam Hridayeshu Yesham, they have Krishna in their heart. When we hear about the devotees of the Lord, we get to know their struggles. नहीं तो हमको लगता है हम ही ऐसे हैं जिनकी पिटाई हो रही है संसार में. बाकी तो सब devotees एकदम chant Hare Krishna and be happy है. You know, when we come, we are told, na, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. बाद में पता चला there are 2 different instructions. नहीं समझे? समझ जाएंगे. So when we hear about the devotees of the Lord, we see how they have struggled, but they continue to practice bhakti with all the determination. So this story begins by a question of Parikshit Maharaj. आज थोड़ी लंबी कथा चलने वाली है, पहले ही बता रहा हूं. Be prepared for it. कब तक चलेगी वो नहीं बताऊंगा. नहीं, इतने भी नहीं, 11 बोल रहे हूं. So Parikshit Maharaj, in the beginning of 7th canto, he asks a question. He tells Shukadeva Goswami, I have heard so many of the stories you are telling. Lord Vishnu is killing demons and favoring devatas. Why is he partial? He should be equal to everyone, right? Partiality क्यों कर रही है? ये तो गलत बात है. Lord should be impartial. So Shukadeva Goswami says, this is the wonderful question. He was happy. Why he was happy? Because he understood the audience is alert. नहीं तो आप बोलते रहिए, जब महाप्रसाद होगा तो हम उठेंगे. He was alert. So Shukadeva Goswami congratulates Parikshit, you have asked a very beautiful, wonderful question. The same question was asked by Yudhishthir Maharaj to Narad one time. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he organized a huge sacrifice, Rajasuya Yajna. And in that Rajasuya Yajna, Krishna was worshipped as a supreme worshipable personality. Everybody was very happy, apart from one person. Who was he? Shishupal. He was born and the first words he spoke was blasphemy of Krishna. मतलब हम में से कोई मतलब ऐसा सोच भी नहीं सकते हैं कि भाई शिशुपाल का ईर्ष्या कितना था. Very, very envious. Unimaginable. The first words was blasphemy of Krishna. And his mother, Shishupal's mother, she knew that my son will be killed by Krishna only, because there was a prediction made. She goes to Krishna and says, Krishna, please give me one favor. You will not kill my son for 100 offenses. 100 अपराध को क्षमा कर देना. So Krishna says, okay, I'll forgive 100 offenses, But if he crosses 100, then I'll kill him. And Shishupal knew this. Every time he would criticize and insult Krishna, he would count. गिन गिन के गाली देता था. 99 पे आके रुकता था, 100 पे आके. And Krishna said, if he just stops for a few seconds and then continues, still I'll forgive him. 100 तक आता था, रुकता था, then again he would start. He was really envious. At the peak of his envy, for some time, he was distracted. Why? Because his marriage was arranged with the most beautiful princess of the universe, of the world, Rukmini Devi. And the day of marriage, and naturally his heart was really palpitating, hankering for the day. And the day of marriage comes, Rukmini Devi is going to the temple of Parvati. She comes out, and Krishna, he comes in the middle of everyone. All the great kings, they had assembled, and Shishupal, he had come to impress everyone. In front of everyone, Krishna comes, picks up Rukmini, puts on his chariot, and takes off. And Shishupal, what must have happened to his envy? His envy increased millions of times. Then he was defeated by Krishna. And then, when in Rajasuya Yajna, everybody was worshipping Krishna as a supreme person, Shishupal, he started blaspheming. And this time, he lost count. You know, when we are in anger, भूल जाते हैं ना क्या करना है, कब करना है. Anger is very dangerous. So he crossed 100, and then Krishna, he invoked his Sudarshan and chopped off the head of Shishupal. Sensational performance now, in front of everyone. For Shishupal, he crossed 100 and he was dead. For us, if we are not chanting our prescribed number of rounds, those are chanting 16 or whatever number of rounds we have decided, we are dead spiritually. We should be very careful to chant our rounds properly. So Yudhishthir, he sees a very interesting phenomenon. As Shishupal was killed, the soul of Shishupal comes out of the body of Shishupal and enters the body of Krishna. That means what happened to him? He became liberated. So Yudhishthir Maharaj gets a doubt. How is this Narad Muni? Narad Muni was there. How is this as that there was a great sinful king Vena? आप लोगों में से बहुत कम लोगों ने सुना होगा वेण के बारे में. Vena was one of the descendants of Dhruva, but he was very sinful. He was also very sinful. मतलब वो बचपन में खेल के लिए मैं अपने फ्रेंड्स को मार देता था. That's how sinful he was. मार देता मतलब जान से. He would kill them. That's how sinful he was. And ultimately he was killed by the sages, just by a sound, hunkar. So Yudhishthir said, Arey Baba, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? Vena was as sinful as Shishupal. Vena went to hell and Shishupal got liberated. ये तो partiality है. दोनों को मुक्ति देना चाहिए ना. Narad Muni continues. He says, Shishupal was, can anyone guess what was the difference between Shishupal getting liberated and Vena going to hell? Why was it so?
Shishupal was reincarnation of his.
वो तो ठीक है, वो तो अलग, वो तो external. Yes. Okay.
He was killed while he was insulting Krishna.
Okay. Yes.
He always thinking about Krishna.
हाँ. Shishupal was always Krishna conscious. We cannot be as Krishna conscious as Shishupal. सच में, he was always conscious, but his consciousness was in a negative way. You know, bhakti is anukul. It should be favorable for Krishna. Even Kamsa was conscious of Krishna, completely Krishna conscious. Narad Muni speaks this verse. We'll recite this verse. Gopya kamad bhayat kamso dveshyas chaityadayo nripa sambandhad vrishnaya sneha yuyam bhaktya vayam vibho. So he says, people who are always thinking of Krishna in any way, they get liberated. They get perfection. The gopis, they achieved Krishna because they are always thinking of Krishna out of love. Kamsa, how he was conscious of Krishna? Fear, pakka, fearful. Everywhere he was fearful. Asina samvisham stishtam bhunjanam paryatan mahim chintayano rishikesham apashyat tanmayam jagat. While he is sitting, asina, bhunjana, while he is eating. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, कृष्णा इज प्रसाद. प्रसाद का एक रूप है कृष्ण. He was conscious that ये कृष्ण, खाते खाते उसको कृष्ण दिख रहे हैं प्रसाद में. He is looking himself in the mirror. He is seeing Krishna in the mirror, not himself. He is moving around. He is seeing Krishna everywhere. Apashyat tanmayam jagat. Can any of us be as conscious as Kamsa? As Krishna conscious? That's why he got liberated. And then Shishupal, Dvesha, Chaidya Dayo. Chedi means the kingdom of Chedi. Chaidya, the king of Chedi kingdom. That is Shishupal. He was so envious of Krishna. He always thought of Krishna. And the Pandavas, they were conscious of Krishna out of love for him. The Vrishni, the family of Krishna, they were conscious of Krishna in a relationship. Oh, my son, my friend, my brother. And Narad Muni says, and devotees like us, in a humble way, he says, we are also conscious of Krishna because of our sadhan bhakti. So Krishna is equal to everyone. Even if somebody is killed by Krishna, they get liberated. If we have a fight with somebody, does that person get benefited? If anyone of this world kills the other person, is there any benefit? No. When Krishna kills, he gets benefited. He gets liberated. So Narad Muni says, what you just saw was a very, very important event which happened. This Shishupal was one of the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha. Jai and Vijay. Jai and Viru nahi. Somehow they were cursed by 4 Kumaras. The 4 Kumaras, they wanted to take darshan of the Lord, and Jai Vijay, they stopped. You are small, 5 years old boy, you cannot enter Vaikuntha. Children not allowed. Hey, हमको children बोल रहे हो, don't see our external form. We are millions of years old. You are seeing externals, you are supposed to go to earth. We curse you to go to earth. They were given 3 births as demons. The first birth, these 2 personalities became Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev. Hiranyakashipu, he tortured his son Prahlad. And to protect his son Prahlad, Lord appeared as Narsimha Dev and killed him. In the next life, they became Ravana and Kumbhakaran. They were killed by Lord Ram. In the third life, what you just saw was the last life. Shishupal, he is killed by Krishna and he went back to spiritual world. And Dantavakra is not yet killed. ये स्टोरी में आगे दंतवक्र की भी हत्या करेंगे भगवान, वध करेंगे. So again, Parikshit Maharaj gets a doubt. You just said, Yudhishthir Maharaj gets a doubt. ये conversation किसमें चल रहा है? हाँ, स्टोरी में स्टोरी चल रही है. शुकदेव एंड परीक्षित वो बोलते हैं नारद और युधिष्ठिर की स्टोरी. So Yudhishthir Maharaj asks, wait a minute, what you just said? Hiranyakashipu killed his own, tried to torture his own son. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? How can a father be envious of his son? मतलब बेटा कितना भी नालायक हो, still none of the parents they try to kill their children. मतलब even if the son is born blind, they name him कमल नयन. अरे ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि इसको मारने का प्रयास किया? And another question I have is, Hiranyakashipu demon, his son Prahlad is a devotee. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? This is a different equation. Can you tell me the reason for it? So then again Narad Muni starts the story. He says there was this great demon Hiranyakashipu. He had 5 desires. This Hiranyakashipu, when he saw his brother Hiranyaksha being killed by Vishnu in the form of Varaha, he became really angry. He wanted to take revenge. And he had these 5 desires. Hiranyakashipu Rajan Ajeya Ajaramaram Ekaratam Atmanam Apratidvandam Ekaratam Viditsata. Ajeya, he wanted to be unconquerable. Ajara, Ajar means बूढ़ा नहीं होना है. किसी की इच्छा है बूढ़ा होने की, लेकिन हो जाते हैं ना. समय सबको चुपचाप बूढ़ा बना देता है, पता भी नहीं चलता. हम लोगों को अंकल बोलते थे, भी लोग हमको अंकल बोल रहे हैं, पता भी नहीं चलता है. So he wanted to be Ajar. Amar, he wanted to be immortal. Apratidvandvam, there should be no competitor. And I should be the only controller. एक राजा होना चाहिए बस मैं. सबकी यही इच्छा होती है नहीं संसार में, ये 5 इच्छाएं, बस ये 5 मिल जाए और क्या चाहिए बताइए. This is what everyone wants in this world. And Hiranyakashipu was working hard for it. To fulfill these desires, he went to Mandar mountain. He stood on his toes, not on his feet, on his toes, with his arms up. हम लोग कीर्तन में हाथ ऊपर करते हैं, कितनी देर ऊपर करके रखते हैं? जब सिंगर बोलता है तो नीचे करते हैं. तो क्या है? He kept his arms up for how many years? मतलब कुछ भी गैस मारने का. For 60,000 years he was standing there with his arms up, looking up in the sky, without eating. ऐसा नहीं कि थोड़ा ब्रेक कर करके थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लेके थोड़ा प्रसाद खा के आता हूं. No, without eating, without drinking, without even breathing. He stopped breathing also. ऐसा कुछ भी आप बोल रहे हैं प्रभु. That was possible in the previous times. And he was so powerful in his meditation. Light started coming out from his hair. Fire started coming out of his head. And this fire was mystical fire. It was covering entire universe. All the devatas were getting disturbed. The heat was reaching heavenly planets. वो लोग भी अपना प्लैनेट छोड़ के दूर जा रहे थे. टेम्परेचर बढ़ गया है भाई. कहां से टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है पता नहीं चल रहा है. The oceans and the rivers were getting agitated. पानी उबलता है तो कैसा होता है? उबल रहा है पानी. And everybody was disturbed. They all go to Brahmaji and says, Brahmaji, what is happening? Please do something. इतना तपस्या कर रहा है बेचारा अच्छा सा. तपस्या करना चाहिए ना संसार में. तपस्या is good thing, right? But tapasya in the mode of ignorance, that is not good. Bhagavad Gita describes tapasya in 3 modes. Tapasya in the mode of goodness, sattva guni tapasya, rajoguni tapasya, tamoguni tapasya. Sattva guni tapasya is for the welfare of others. Rajogun tapasya, मेरा मान होगा. लोग बोलेंगे कितने बड़े डिवोटी हैं प्रभु जी. निर्जल एकादशी आ रही है अभी. आप एक एकादशी निर्जल करते हैं, हम तो हर एकादशी निर्जल करते हैं. तपस्या किसके लिए कर रहे हैं? मान होगा मेरा, लोग बोले कितने बड़े डिवोटी हैं प्रभु जी, देखो आप तो एकादशी में 4 बार खा रहे हैं, हम तो पानी भी नहीं पीते हैं. Such type of tapasya, that is tapasya in the mode of passion. I want some fame, name, प्रतिष्ठा चाहिए. लोग बोलने चाहिए ना इतने बड़े डिवोटी प्रभु, वाह कितना अच्छा लगता है नहीं? लोग बोलते हैं प्रभु जी आप इतने अच्छे डिवोटी, आपके जैसा डिवोटी तो देखा ही नहीं मैंने, कितनी ठंडक मिलती है. बोलिए ना प्रभु जी, और बोलिए, अच्छा लग रहा है, बोलते रहो. That is rajoguni tapasya. If you should not do it consciously, नहीं भी करेंगे consciously फिर भी अंदर से लगेगा, लेकिन consciously we should not do any tapasya to get name, fame. And tamoguni tapasya क्या होती? To give trouble to others. मूढ़ ग्राहीणात्मनो यत् पीड़या क्रियते तपः, दूसरों को पीड़ा देने के लिए की जाती है. परस्य उत्सादनार्थम वा तत्तामसम उदाहरितम. So Hiranyakashipu, he was not doing tapasya for the welfare of people in general, जन साधारण के हित में जारी. No, he was doing tapasya to trouble others. And Devtas, they tell Brahmaji, you know what is his plan? Hiranyakashipu's plan first class था. They are telling Brahmaji, he wants to take your post. He knows how you have become powerful because you did tapasya. He is also doing tapasya. And you know what? He wanted to change the rules of the universe. Whoever does punya, they will go to hell. Anybody who does pap, they will go to heaven. ऐसा उसका प्लान था. कुछ भी जो अच्छा कर रहा है, चलो उसको नरक भेजो भाई. पूरा उल्टा करना था उसको इस संसार के नियम. So people in this world, they are ambitious, but nobody can be as ambitious as Hiranyakashipu. इस संसार में लोगों को क्या चाहिए? दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा. और क्या चाहिए? छोटे 5 BHK का घर मिल जाए बस. ज्यादा हो गया? चलो भाई 3 BHK भी मिल जाएगा. उससे ज्यादा तो हमारी इच्छा भी, मतलब 4 और 5 तो प्रभु जी क्या एकदम ऐसा, इतनी अच्छी कथा के भी जितना अच्छा अच्छा बोल रहे हैं आप. वो हमको लगता है मेंटेनेंस भारी हो जाएगा. हिरण्यकशिपु के लिए 5 BHK, he wanted entire universe. ऐसी किसी सोच भी सकते हैं क्या? फायदा नहीं है सोच के. हम खुद का घर कंट्रोल कर लें वही बड़ी बात है. He wanted to control universe. And he was doing intense tapasya. He was standing still in the forest without eating, without drinking. And when you stand in the forest, अगर ऐसा गार्डन में खड़े हैं बिना हिले तो क्या होता है? Some insects will come, start biting. Ants will start crawling. और जब you have an itch and you can't scratch, कैसा लगता है ना? Use all your intelligence to, मतलब कैसा तो खुजाना है. Hiranyakashipu was not moving at all. Ants were eating his flesh. They were forest ants. Eating his flesh, his muscles, drank his blood. Entire body of Hiranyakashipu was eaten by ants. What was standing there? Skeleton. वैसा कभी कभी हॉस्पिटल में देखते हैं ना, स्केलेटन खड़ा है. He was maintaining his life air in his bones. That's how powerful he was. प्राण शक्ति को अस्थियों में बचा के रखा है उसने. Entire body was covered with ant hill. So Brahmaji, when he hears, I'll do something, don't worry. So Brahmaji goes, and as he reaches Mandar mountain, he doesn't find Hiranyakashipu. किधर है Hiranyakashipu? Because he was covered with ant hill. दिख ही नहीं रहा है. Then he spotted, अच्छा इधर से आग निकल रही है, ये इधर यही होगा. He sprinkled his water from his kamandalu and gave a very powerful body to Hiranyakashipu. It was golden, effulgent, as strong as thunderbolt. Hiranyakashipu, after 60,000 years, opens his eyes. Eyes क्या open मतलब अभी तो शरीर मिल गया. And he sees, wow, he has such a powerful body. Brahmaji standing in front. He offers full pranam and he starts glorifying. You are the supreme personality. You are Bhagavan. Nobody is above you. मालूम है ना, वरदान तो यही देने वाले हैं. बड़ा चढ़ा के बोलो, उनका गुणगान करो. मस्का लगा रहे, हाँ मस्का लगा रहे. मुंबई अलग में मस्का लगा रहे. You know, people they flatter. प्रभु जी आपसे बढ़कर तो कोई है ही नहीं. मालूम है इनसे कुछ चाहिए मेरे को. One time, the camel was getting married, and in the marriage of camel, donkey was invited for an orchestra. उष्ट्रस्य विवाहेषु गर्धभस्य गायनं परस्परं प्रशंसन्ति अहो रूपम अहो ध्वनि. तो ये गधा क्या बोल रहा है? हाउ ब्यूटीफुल यू आर लुकिंग. ऊंट को बोल रहा है. और ऊंट क्या बोल रहा है? कितना अच्छा गा रहे हो तुम, देखो. अहो रूपम अहो ध्वनि. That's how people of this world are. So Hiranyakashipu is doing the same. तो ये समय पढ़ने पे, हाँ अब ये तो सच में बाप है, तो इनको तो बोलना ही पड़ेगा, प्रणाम करना ही पड़ेगा. He's the Lord, he's the Father of the universe. And he says, Brahma ji, I want to be immortal. तो ब्रह्मा जी बोलते हैं, अरे मैं immortal नहीं हूँ, तेरे को कैसे बनाऊंगा immortal? You ask something which I can give. He says, okay, ठीक है, ठीक है. Let me not meet death by any living entity created by you. I should not die in the day or night. I should not die inside or outside, nor in the sky, nor on the earth. I should not be killed by any animal or human beings. Because he knew, भाई को किसने मारा? Animal ने. He specifically asked. मतलब पहले पूरा बोल दिया, all the 84 lakh species, still he asked again. Animal से नहीं मरना है. I should not be killed by any weapon. I should not be killed by anyone living or dead. I want all the mystic powers. Mystic powers means so सिद्धियां होती हैं ना, become bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest. You can read the mind of others. चाहिए ऐसी मिस्टिक सिद्धि किसी को? Read the mind of others. You'll be miserable if you understand what the person in front is thinking about you. अच्छा ऐसी सिद्धि नहीं है, नहीं तो मेरे को टेंशन आएगा. अगर क्लास देते देते कितना बोल रहे हैं यार, पहले ही बोल दिया है कि आज कुछ गारंटी नहीं है, पता नहीं कितना बोलने वाले आज. You can control people. You can get anything from anywhere. You can create planets. So Hiranyakashipu got all the mystic powers he wanted. And he said, I want the control of entire universe. Brahmaji says, whatever you are asking is very difficult. Still, because you have done a very, very powerful tapasya, I will give you. Tathastu. And then he disappeared. Hiranyakashipu is now practically immortal. अभी कोई मार ही नहीं सकता तो immortal हो गया ना. He started conquering entire universe. He conquered all the directions. He conquered heaven. He started ruling in heavenly planets. इंद्र को भगा दिया उधर से. All the devatas, they were under control of Hiranyakashipu. सब प्रणाम कर रहे हैं, दंडवत कर रहे हैं. क्या चाहिए स्वामी जी, बोलिए, ऐसा बोल रहे हैं. कुछ लोगों को किचन में लगाया, काम करो. Some people are cleaning the mahal of Hiranyakashipu. Whatever he wanted, he got. All the rivers and all the oceans were producing all the minerals and gems and giving them. earth was producing grains without being plowed. Can you imagine the power and fear of Hiranyakashipu? Mother Earth is fearful. बिना हल चलाए उग रहा है सब. All the trees were giving all types of fruits. नीम के पेड़ में से आम निकल रहा है. That was the power of Hiranyakashipu. If he is walking and he feels थोड़ा गर्मी हो रहा है यार, what he has to do? Just raise his eyebrows, that's all. ना अगर हम किसी को आंख दिखाएंगे तो किसको आंख दिखा रहे? देवतास would tremble. वरुण देव से क्या चाहिए भाई, बोलो ना, गुस्सा क्यों कर रहे? कम करना टेम्परेचर, कम करते हैं. And if he feels रिमझिम बारिश भी होनी चाहिए, it would start drizzling. That was the power of Hiranyakashipu. He had best of the sense gratification available. Can you imagine a personality like this? कैसा रहेगा उसके, मतलब कितना मजा आएगा ना उसको लाइफ में. He should be happy and satisfied, right? सब कुछ है उसके पास, क्या नहीं है. Narad Muni was telling that even I was serving Hiranyakashipu. Apart from Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, everybody was under control of Hiranyakashipu. बताइए, even यमराज भी प्रणाम कर रहे हैं. भाई क्या चाहिए, बोलो ना, गुस्सा क्यों हो रहा है? That's how powerful he was. But what was the conclusion? Saitam nirjit kako ekaraat vishayan priyan yathopajosham bhunjano na tripyat ajitendriya. He was controlling all the directions. Nirjit, unconquered. एक राट, केवल एक राजा वही है. विषयान प्रियान, he wanted to enjoy best of the things and he would get it. यथोपजोषम भुंजानो, जो चाहिए सब मिल रहा है. But still ना तृप्यत, still he was not satisfied. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? हम तो थोड़ा सा संतुष्ट हो जाते हैं. नो, ऐसा नहीं, संतुष्ट होते हैं. अभी क्या करें, मिल ही नहीं सकता, इसीलिए ठीक है, क्या करें, संतुष्ट हो जाएंगे. मोरालिटी इज लैक ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी. ठीक है, अभी शांत एकदम, क्योंकि पॉसिबल ही नहीं है मिलना एक्स्ट्रा कुछ. इफ यू कांट डू एनीथिंग देन ठीक है भाई, चलो छोड़ देते हैं इसको. छोड़, यू कांट डू एनीथिंग. ना तृप्यत. व्हाई ही वाज ना तृप्यत? Ajitendriya, he was uncontrolled in his senses. What is the name of this personality who is controlled by his senses? Controlled. इसको बोलते हैं गोदास. One is the conqueror of the senses. उनको बोलते हैं गोस्वामी. आपका तो टाइटल ही है, आपको तो बनना ही है. So nothing of this world can give satisfaction. The wealth, the power. Can wealth give satisfaction? कितने लोगों को लगता है धन से संतुष्टि नहीं मिलती है भाई, कितना भी मिल जाए नहीं संतुष्टि मिलेगी, ऐसा लगता है किसी को? फिर भी लगता है थोड़ा मिल जाए तो क्या प्रॉब्लम. I know wealth will not give satisfaction, but still थोड़ा मिलना चाहिए. So that I can then say with realization, wealth can never give satisfaction. Power, relations, nothing of this world. And Hiranyakashipu is a classic example of this. All the Devatas, he was torturing Devatas. All the Devatas were engaged in his seva, but still he would chastise them. Bina matlab mein. Made their life miserable. All the Devatas, they go to Lord Vishnu. Actually, they could not go to Lord Vishnu also. You know what they did? They just stood in the direction where Lord stays. वहां पे जा भी नहीं सकते. हिरण्यकशिपु का इतना पावर है. He controlled them. They just stood in the direction where the Lord is and they offered their prayers. This is very, very important. Devatas, they always take shelter of the Lord. When we are in trouble, where do we take shelter? People take shelter of either their body or wealth or relatives. Atmajaya sutagara pashudramid bandhuchu rajye chavikale nityam virudham mamatam jaho. They take care of their body, shelter of the body. Wife or husband, children, home, relatives, wealth, and property and vehicles. But devotees, they take shelter of Krishna. They could not see the Lord. And when we are praying to the Lord, भगवान दिखते हैं? दिखे आज तक? सामने आके प्रकट हुए वत्स वरदान मांगो, ऐसा नहीं होगा most of the times. हो भी सकता है. Even Devatas were not able to see the Lord. The Lord spoke invisibly. He spoke 4 powerful things, very, very important things the Lord spoke. He said, first thing he said, do not fear, I am there. Bhiyo na go. I am there. Do not fear. Second, he said, I already know your problem. मालूम है क्या भगवान को मेरे जीवन में क्या क्या चल रहा है? वो तो आराम से सो रहे हैं. Lord says, I am aware. Whatever is happening in your life, I am aware. Third thing he says, in due course of time, when Hiranyakashipu tries to kill his son Prahlad, I will come and kill him. Fourth thing, very important, he says, देवताज में से इतना क्यों लेट कर रहे हो, अभी चलो ना, अभी मारो ना उसको. Lord says, please wait patiently. These are very important 4 instructions. First is, I am there. Second, I know your problem. Third, I'll solve it. Fourth, please wait. ये बहुत important है 4 चीजें. Krishna is giving assurance, I will solve your problem, but not now. We cannot demand, आज क्या solve करो, अभी क्या अभी. We cannot control and dictate कि भाई आज के आज हमको ये सॉल्व करना है, भगवान करना ही पड़ेगा. मैं आपका इतना बड़ा डिवोटी हूं मालूम है. The Lord is pleased by humble. Otherwise आजकल गाने भी ऐसे, पिछले एक बहुत बड़ा गाना था, देवा हो देवा गणपति देवा तुमसे बढ़कर कौन और तुम्हारे हमसे बढ़कर कौन. देखो इसमें भी प्राइड कितना है. Our philosophy is completely opposite. Trinadapi shunichena tarorapi shaishnana amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Become humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than tree, ready to offer all respect to others and expect none in return. So humble, humility pleases the Lord. So all the devatas, they are pacified. ठीक है भाई भगवान बोल रहे हैं तो we will wait. Narad Muni continued. Hiranyakashipu, he had 4 sons. The best of them was Prahlad. He was the reservoir of all these wonderful qualities. Such wonderful qualities he had. He was always respectful to the Brahmanas. Sheela Sampanna, endowed with good character. He would always speak truth. हम लोग हमेशा सच बोलते हैं. हाँ कहाँ पे है प्रभु जी? हाँ बस पहुंच ही रहा हूं. कहाँ पहुंचे? हाँ बस प्रभु जी पहुंच ही गया. रहेंगे दादर में बोलेंगे बोरीवली पहुंच गया मैं. Sometimes we have to say these things. But he was always speaking truth. Satya Sandha, control of his senses, full control. Always giving respect to the Brahmanas and the teachers. Merciful to the younger people. Friends to the equals. Respectful to the seniors. Always very, very wonderful. And this Prahlad, he was always conscious of Krishna. No dvigna chitto vyasaneshu nispriha shruteshu dishteshu guneshu avastudrik dantendriya prana sharira dhitada प्रशांत कामो रहिता सुरासुरा na udvigna chitta. He was never ever disturbed in any situation. No attachment to enjoying things of the world. Always peaceful. Dantindriya. Dantindriya means controlled senses. Although he was born in demoniac family, he was not demon. Nyasta Krinanaka Balo Jadvattan Manastaya Krishna Graha Grihitatma Naveda Jagadidrisham. Nyasta Kridanaka, he had no interest in playing like children. 5 years old boy, no interest in playing like children. He would behave as if he is a dull child. Sometimes he would behave as if he is a mad child, laughing, crying, dancing. When he would experience Krishna's presence, he would dance. When he would not see Krishna in front of him, he would cry. Krishna Graha Grihitatma, very important word. Krishna Graha. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं ना, शनि का ग्रह है, राहु है, केतु है. All the grahas they come and they go. एक ग्रह आता है ना तो जाता नहीं है फिर. कौन सा ग्रह? कृष्ण ग्रह. That is our hope. वो ग्रह आ ही नहीं रहा हमारे जीवन में. कृष्ण ग्रह. And when कृष्ण ग्रह comes, he comes very slowly. कृष्ण कैसे प्रवेश करते हैं भक्त के जीवन में? एक प्रोग्राम में आइए ना, बस खिचड़ी खा के चले जाइए, बस प्रसाद लेके चले जाइए, और हमको लगता है ठीक है, इट इज अ पक्का एकदम सेफ थिंग, प्रसाद लेके ही तो आना है और क्या करना है. एक बार चले जाते हैं, फिर एक बार आइए, एक और बार आइए ना, और नेक्स्ट वीक तो फेस्टिवल है, आना ही पड़ेगा. धीरे धीरे मत्स्य अवतार entered like a small fish. Krishna also enters like that. छोटे से, very harmless. आइए ना थोड़ा, बस एक माला करना है या फिर एक मंत्र करना है, पता भी नहीं चलता. एक ही मंत्र करना है ना, ठीक है चलेगा, या फिर एक ही माला, ओके नो प्रॉब्लम, कर लेंगे, उसमें क्या बड़ी बात है. एंड यू स्टार्ट चैंटिंग एंड देन यू आर हुक्ड. देन यू फील थोड़ा और करना चाहिए. नहीं, कितने लोगों को मन में कभी कभी लगा और थोड़ा करना चाहिए, लगा है ना ऐसा. अंदर से कृष्ण ऐसा बोलते हैं, कृष्ण लोग, राम जी ना एकदम अच्छे हैं, सीधे साधे खड़े रहते हैं, नो टेढ़े मेढ़े. ये कृष्ण ना टेढ़े मेढ़े हैं. He is very crooked. In one time, Srila Prabhupada asked his disciples, "Am I simple or crooked?" सीधा सीधा. So we devotees क्या बोलेंगे? Prabhupada, you are very simple. Prabhupada said, "No, I am crooked. I came and I tricked all of you to come to Krishna." That is the role of a devotee, to trick ourselves to come to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada would just keep a bowl, a jar full of gulab jamuns. इंडिया में नहीं चलेगा, जार ही गायब हो जाएगा. And people would come and they would eat one gulab jamun and they would say, अच्छा है, चलो next time फिर से आते हैं. And after coming for 1-2 months, if they would think ठीक है बस हो गया, अभी जाते जाते यार लास्ट टाइम खा के जाते हैं, दोबारा मिलेगा नहीं. एक खा लिया, एक और खा लेते, 2, 3, 4 खाने के बाद थोड़ा और रुक जाते हैं. So that's how we are tricked to Krishna consciousness. So Krishna Graha, one time Srila Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Instruction a beautiful verse, beautiful statement. Krishna consciousness is so wonderful that one is forcibly dragged to success. You will be dragged to success. Few years back, one devotee had painted a picture. Krishna is dragging a devotee with his leg back to spiritual world. And this devotee is crying. बोले छोड़ दो, पेन हो रहा है बहुत. Krishna says, शुरू किसने किया? बोल, who started? I didn't tell you to come. Now you have come. आप जा नहीं सकते. आप इधर वन वे है, आ सकते हैं अपनी इच्छा से, जा नहीं सकते अपनी इच्छा से. Those who are coming just now, अभी भी समय है. कृष्णा छोड़ते नहीं है. That is our hope. Krishna never leaves his devotees. अनन्या चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वाम्यहम्. I provide what my devotee has, I provide what he lacks, I protect what he has. So Prahlad was such a saintly child, full of wonderful qualities. So Yudhishthir Maharaj फिर से क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, if the child is impudent and disobedient, I can understand कि वही father will chastise. ये तो इतने सारे गुण हैं इनमें. How can a father punish a child like this? कैसे हो सकता है ऐसा? If the child is respectful, बताया ना उन्होंने, respectful to the elders, you're very gentle, respectful, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? Parents they hanker to have such children. नहीं तो मेरा बेटा तो सुनता ही नहीं है, मेरा जो भी बोल रहा हूँ उसका उल्टा ही करता है. प्रहलाद तो completely obedient. How is this possible? Narad Muni continues. Hiranyakashipu, he sent his son Prahlad to the best of the university. सब चाहते हैं ना मेरे बच्चे एकदम बेस्ट वाली यूनिवर्सिटी में जाने चाहिए. अभी असुरों की कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी होगी? The demoniac university. And this university, the professors were the sons of Shukracharya. Their name was Shand and Amarka. University of Shand and Amarka, USA. Best of the universities. And Prahlad was the best of the child. He was sent there. He was learning as if, he was hearing as if he was understanding everything. He was a pakka, saintly, gentle child. Or parent or the teachers were thinking, kitna acha ladka hai, this is the best student we have. After some months, they took their best student to Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu, he was very, very affectionate. He picked up the child, he put him on his lap and asks a simple question. Prahlad, ये पूछते हैं ना बच्चों से, बेटा क्या सीखा आज स्कूल में? One time one devotee went to one of our temple brahmacharis. He went to one devotee's home and they had a small child. घर पे जाते हैं तो बोलते हैं, बेटा बेटा सुनाओ प्रभु जी को नरसिंह आरती सुनाओ. प्रभु जी बोले, बेटा नरसिंह आरती सुनाइए. तो ये बच्चा गाना शुरू करता है, दिल विल प्यार व्यार. बेटा क्या गा रहे हो, नरसिंह आरती सुनाओ. So Hiranyakashipu asked a simple question. Beta Prahlad, tell me, what do you consider the best? He didn't ask a difficult question. क्या पूछा? बेटा तुमको क्या अच्छा लगता है वो बता. So that Prahlad doesn't have to strain. क्या सुनाओ पता नहीं. आपको जो अच्छा लगता है सुना दो. प्रहलाद understood. प्रहलाद को सबसे अच्छा क्या लगता है? Devotional service. So Prahlad, oh, what Prahlad says is amazing. Tat sadhu manye survarya dehinam sada samudvigna dhiyam sadgrahat itvatma patam grihamandakupam vanam gato yad harimashrayeta. Oh, best of the demons, that's how he addresses. Asura warrior, that's a glorification by the way. Best of the demons, कितने अच्छे राक्षस हैं आप. You are always disturbed. सदा समुद्विग्न धियाम, पक्का डिस्टर्ब रहते हो आप हमेशा. क्या है ये? Hitvatmapatam grihamandakupam, you are fallen in this deep, dark well of family life. But oh my father, there is a solution though. Go to Vrindavan and worship Lord Hari. तो प्रहलाद को ये सब कहने की क्या जरूरत थी बताइए? If you are told you have to go and do kirtan in nearby society, where other people stay, बस कीर्तन करके आना है आपको, बस और कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. प्रहलाद को क्या बोलना था? थोड़ा सुनाया था कुछ जो शंडामर्क ने सुनाया था? नो, बट ही इज अ प्रीचर. That is a preacher. Can't stop but preach. कोई भी रहने दो. He very well knew his greatest enemy, his father's greatest enemy is Hari. तो नाम लेके बोल रहे हैं हरि में आश्रय, as if sarcastically telling, अरे हरि का आश्रय लो. That is a preacher, fearless. And he says, oh my father, you're always disturbed, taking shelter of the material things. Sada samudvigna dhyam asat graha. The more we catch hold of things which are temporary, we are miserable. चला जाएगा, पता नहीं कब तक रहेगा, चला ना जाए, हमेशा disturbed. So therefore, the more we desire for the name, fame, wealth of this world, disturbed. So he says, give up all this, O my father. Just go and worship Lord Hari. He is your greatest well-wisher. One time, Srila Prabhupada was giving a talk in India, and a life member came and he said, Swamiji, and Prabhupada was telling how we have society all over the world, centers in different countries. This person comes and says, Swamiji, is your preaching going on in Pakistan also? ये challenge कर रहा है. Prabhupada said, ठीक है, we will preach in Pakistan also. He called 4 devotees, Gurudas Prabhu, Brahmananda Prabhu, Pushta Krishna Swami, and one more. Go to Pakistan and preach. मतलब हमें से कितने लोग डेयरिंग कर पाएंगे ऐसा? पाकिस्तान जाना है, मजा आएगा. And what was the time when Prabhupada gave this order? 1971. क्या हुआ 1971 में? So these 4 devotees fearlessly they went to Pakistan and the war started. And people were throwing stones at them, threatening to kill them, but they are doing kirtan in Pakistan on the roads. And things are getting difficult for them. Few days pass by, a news comes in India, newspapers. 4 Hare Krishnas are killed in Pakistan. And Prabhupada was very sad, very disturbed. It was a fake news. The devotees were still there. But जा नहीं रहे वापस. Just imagine the conviction they have. Prabhupada ने बोला है ना प्रचार करेंगे. And then after things became really difficult, they wrote a letter to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, things are not so good here. Can we come back? हम लोग ऐसे पूछेंगे क्या? As soon as Prabhupada received the telegram, come back immediately. So they thought, चलो अभी letter आ गया, Prabhupada come जाएंगे वापस आएंगे. So all of them, they boarded a bus which was coming across the border. So these Pakistani soldiers, they would check the bus. They found these 4 interesting people, Americans, white body, dressed in dhoti kurta, tilak, kanti mala, हाथ में bead bag. बोले उतारो इन चारों को उतारो. They made them stand and they were ready to shoot them. And Gurudas Prabhu is telling Brahmanand Prabhu, Prabhu, we are going back to spiritual world, chant Hare Krishna. Socho. All this, and they are happy. They are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. पाकिस्तानी सोल्जर बोले पागल लोग हैं, लोग चारों पागल हैं. ये पागल लोगों को इंडिया भेज देते हैं. They gave order, get in the bus. And that's how it came back to India. That is a preacher, fearless. So Prahlad was like that. Guess what must have happened to Hiranyakashipu hearing this? He was not expecting anything sensible from the child. 5 साल का बच्चा क्या बोलेगा sensible? तो इतना बड़ा instruction दे रहे हैं मेरे को, वृंदावन जाओ. He started laughing. He called Chandamarka. He said, it seems hostel preaching is going on in your college. Vaishnavas are coming and doing some preaching here. Be careful. He didn't chastise them much. But be careful. It seems Vaishnavas are spoiling my child. मेरा इतना अच्छा राक्षस बेटा है उसको सुधार रहे हैं लोग. Be careful. Chandamark, they bring Prahlad back. बोलते प्रहलाद सच सच बेटा बता तूने कहाँ से सीखा है? I'll give you sweets if you tell me. प्रहलाद उनको भी नहीं छोड़ता है. Prahlad says, "Oh my teachers, whatever you are teaching never enters my mind and intelligence. You are telling me to have discrimination. He is your enemy, he is your friend. Such intelligence is not there in me. My mind is naturally attracted to Krishna. Just like iron filings get attracted to magnet. Nobody has taught me all this. This is Naisargiki. Naisargiki means natural for me." And as Chandamarkis, they hear this. "Bring a stick, punish this child Prahlad. He is defaming our dynasty. हमारा कुल का नाम मिट्टी में मिला रहा है. हमारा इतना अच्छा राक्षस कुल है." He is like an axe. That axe and our Rakshas kul is like Chandanwood tree, forest. Chandan के जंगल को काट रहा है. Vishnu is like that axe. And Prahlad is the handle of the axe. We have to discipline him. They start teaching him forcefully. सिखा रहे हैं एकदम. धर्म अर्थ काम. और क्या सिखाएंगे? Politics, cheating, diplomacy. राक्षसों के स्कूल में और क्या सिखाया जाएगा बताइए? How to be truthful, how to be gentle, ये थोड़ी सिखाएंगे. So 3-4 महीने सिखाने के बाद now they are convinced and Prahlad would listen very nicely. ऐसा सुनता था जैसा लगता था कि एकदम सब समझ गए इसको. Never, he would remember also, just like in the class, if somebody is sitting very silently without any expression, ना हाँ ना ना हंस भी नहीं रहे, तो सामने वाले को लगेगा यार समझ रहा है कि नहीं समझ रहा है. So Prahlad sometimes would sit like that only, and sometimes he would say हाँ समझ गया. So after some months, again Hiranyakashipu, Chandamarka, they bring him to Hiranyakashipu. His mother Kayadhu bathed Prahlad very nicely, put nice clothes on him, and brought him to Hiranyakashipu. He has the same question. Beta Prahlad, what you think is the best thing which is taught by your teacher? Abhi he is more specific. इन लोगों ने क्या सिखाया पहले, वो उसमें से अच्छा होता. प्रहलाद बोलते हैं मेरे टीचर तो नारद मुनि है. So I will tell only what is taught by Narad Muni. आप क्या बोलते हैं, मानना पड़ेगा इनको. श्रवणम कीर्तनम विष्णु स्मरणम पाद सेवनम अर्चनम वंदनम दास्यम सख्यम आत्मनिवेदनम इति पुंसार्पिता विष्णु भक्तिश्चेन्नवलक्षणम क्रियेत भगवत्यद्धा तन्मन्यधीतमुत्तमम्. Oh my father, the best way to worship Vishnu is these 9 ways. So that is the fearless nature of Prahlad. That is what we should learn. इसका एक ड्रॉप भी आएगा तो sufficient है. Fearless while spreading Krishna consciousness. कोई कुछ भी करे तो. We have Krishna with us, he will protect us. Oh my father, there are 9 ways to surrender to Lord Vishnu, to hear about the Lord. Shravanam, Kirtanam, to remember, to chant the names of the Lord. Vishnu Smaranam, always remember the Lord. Pada Sevanam, remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. Archanam, worshipping the deities of the Lord. Vandanam, glorifying the Lord by beautiful prayers. Dasyam, becoming servant of the Lord. Sakhyam, serving the Lord as a friend. and Atma Nivedanam, surrendering everything to the Lord like Bali Maharaj. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhakti's chain Navalakshana. These are the 9 ways of surrender. So my father, समझ गए ना? Worship Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu exploded with anger. प्रहलाद अभी किसके ऊपर गुस्सा कर रहे हैं मालूम है? He called Shandamarka. You have taught all these things to my son. बोलते हमको ही नहीं मालूम, इसको कैसे सिखाएंगे? We don't know from where he is getting this intelligence. That is natural for him. We have not taught this. Asaram grahito balo. पता नहीं कहां से सीख रहा है ये सब asaram, nonsense things. So, Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, if your gurus haven't taught all these things to you, from where have you learned all this? Prahlad, now he's really angry. Hiranyakashipu is angry. It's just like, if you are told you have to go and preach to Dawood Ibrahim. He is this chapter is entitled Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe. He is the biggest terrorist of the universe. And Prahlad is a 5 years old boy. You know what he says? Oh my father, don't worry, this mentality will never come to you. You will never become devotee of Krishna. Matirna Krishne parata svatova mitho vipadyeta grihavritanam adanta gobhi vishutam tamishram puna punascharvita charvananam. He says, oh my father, you will never get this intelligence by your endeavor, by endeavor of your other demon friends, and even if you do a combined meeting, you will never get this intelligence. You can never become devotee of Vishnu. You know why? Adanta go. You are not sense controlled. You know what are you doing, my father? Puna punascharvita charvanana. You must have gone to drink sugarcane juice. Sugarcane juice निकालने वाला क्या करता है? पहले ऐसा डालता है तो पुर्र करके सब निकलता है जूस, और उसको टाइट करके डालता है तो फिर थोड़ा सा और निकलता है, फिर नहीं निकलता है तो उसको बेंड करके फिर से डालता है अंदर, तो ऐसा करके थोड़ा सा आता है, और ऐसा बेंड करके थोड़ा सा, फिर क्या करते हो? If somebody goes and takes that and starts chewing it, कितना टेस्टी होगा? So Prahlad says you are doing that. You have tried to enjoy sense gratification since many lives. But sense gratification can never give happiness, oh my father. आज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में किसी ने च्युइंगम खा के फेंका और किसी दूसरे ने उठाया, कैसा होगा? So he says, you will never understand this. And my father, please don't go behind sense gratification. Hiranyakashipu says, oh fool, you are criticizing me as being not sense controlled. I am worshipped by Indra. Indra, Chandra, सब मेरी पूजा कर रहे हैं. What do you think you are? If scriptures tell that Vishnu is a supreme, your gurus must know this, right? Your gurus didn't tell me this. That means Vishnu is not supreme. So Prahlad says, अरे उनको मालूम होना चाहिए ना. They themselves don't know that Vishnu is a supreme. How will they tell their disciples? They will never understand this. Nate vidu swarthagatim hi Vishnu durashayaye bhairarthamanina. For them, Vishnu is not the ultimate goal of life. They don't know that they are supposed to worship Vishnu only. And my father, there is a way though. अभी भी एक रास्ता है, अभी भी छोड़ नहीं रहे, Still there is a way. You know what? Go to the devotees, take dust from their feet and smear on your body, okay? Hiranyakashipu, he is so very angry. He is trembling with anger. He throws his child off his lap. He loved his child. He made, Shukdev Goswami describes, Narad Muni describes, when Prahlad was seated on his lap, Hiranyakashipu had tears of love. He was smelling his head, caressing him. That's how loving father he was. But as soon as he realized, he is on the side of my enemy, threw his child Prahlad off his lap. Immediately shouted, "Kill this child! He has killed my brother. Because of him, Lord Vishnu has killed my brother. This boy deserves to be killed." And the demons, they may ask, "How can we kill your child?" Hiranyakashipu says, just like if one limb of the body is infected with infectious disease, gangrene, it has to be amputated. This Prahlad will destroy our entire dynasty of demons. We should kill him immediately. And all the demons, they immediately take their trident and swords and they charge towards Prahlad. Chop him, kill him, pierce him as a polke. They start attacking him. What Prahlad is doing here? He just sits at one place. He doesn't even pray for protection. He just remembers the Lord. That's all. That is the epitome of devotion. I don't want even protection. If you desire, protect me. That is a devotee like Prahlad. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tohar. If you want to kill me, oh my Lord, kill me. If you want to protect me, protect me. He's just sitting, remembering the Lord. That is fearlessness. When we understand the knowledge of soul and super soul, we become little one step ahead. And when we realize that Krishna is ready to give protection to his devotees, then one becomes completely fearless like Prahlad. मर ही नहीं रहे तो. You try to pierce him, not getting killed. अब क्या करें? They try different ways how to kill Prahlad. They try to trample him under the feet of mad elephants. They are Satyuga elephants, not Kaliyuga elephants. Much more bigger and stronger. They try to put Prahlad in a pit full of snakes. They feed him poison. They try to starve him. They throw him from top of a cliff. They try to crush him under mountain. They try to starve him. They put him under freezing cold. They even try to burn him. Hiranyakashipu had a brother, Holika, a sister Holika. She had a benediction that she will not be killed by fire. So she says, "Oh my brother, why are you so upset? I will put Prahlad on my lap and I'll burn him, don't worry." And blazing fire was created. Holika sits with Prahlad. And in due course of time, Prahlad walks out smiling. Hiranyakashipu is so very angry. Now he is killer of my sister also. They try every way to kill. They ran out of ideas how to kill him. They tried to do mystic spells on him. They tried to make him mad. सब कुछ try कर लिया. When all these failed, Hiranyakashipu became fearful. Small child is not fearful, and Hiranyakashipu is supremely powerful personality. He becomes fearful, and he starts thinking, "I have insulted him. I have tried to kill him, but he's so very powerful. If he is not getting killed, that means I'll be killed." He goes into depression, puts his hand on his head and he sits down. क्या करे अभी समझ नहीं रहा है. अब Akka confused. He says, this Prahlad, I don't know what is happening. From where is he getting his power? He's like a dog's tail. Shuna shape बोलते हैं. सुधर ही नहीं रही है. Chandamarka, they come to rescue. O king, why are you so disturbed? You're a small boy. छोटे बच्चे तो कुछ भी बोलते हैं. When children are small, sometimes they become too devotional. That happens. Small children, they are too very devotional. If the parents, they are, every day coming to Mangal Aarti and one day they are not coming to Mangal Aarti and the बच्चे बोलते, मम्मी मंगल आरती चलो ना, मंगल आरती जाना है, तो ठीक है चलो मंगल आरती जाते हैं. And when they grow big, when they hit puberty, parents are saying, बेटा मंगल आरती चल ना, तो सोने दो ना यार, क्यों डिस्टर्ब करे, you go. I have gone many times. So Shandamar used the same logic. बच्चा है, बड़ा होगा अच्छा राक्षस बनेगा, चिंता मत करो. Why are you taking him so seriously? Just relax. We will teach him nicely. Give us one more chance. They take him back. Hiranyakashipu gets some hope. चलो भाई कुछ तो last chance try करते हैं. Prahlad, what he thinks. What is the use of practicing bhakti alone? One day, Chandamarka, they went to do some, work to their home in their tiffin hours. Prabhupada tells tiffin hours. Lunch time में वो घर गए. Prahlad calls all his friends, oh my friends, please come. And these friends, these sons of demons, they were little children. They were very respectful towards Prahlad. Prahlad was loving and gentle. Everybody loved him. That's the meaning of Prahlad. Ahlad means happiness. Prahlad, Prakrishta Rupena Ahlad. Seeing him, everybody becomes happy. कुछ बच्चे ऐसे रहते हैं देख के खुश हो जाता है ना, और कुछ लोग ऐसे रहते हैं देख के डिस्टर्ब हो जाते हैं. All of us have somebody in our life. उसका चेहरा भी आता है तो डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है. Prahlad was like very gentle, simple. And the children were not so polluted yet. इतने राक्षस नहीं बने थे. So Prahlad, he calls them and he starts giving Bhagavatam. 5 years old boy giving class to his other friends. And what he teaches. Kaumaramacharet pragyo dharman bhagavataniha durlabham manusham janma tadapi adhruvamarthadam. He says, oh my friends, please start practicing bhakti from the age of 5. कब से शुरू करना है? कौमारम आचरित, 5 साल से शुरू करो. हम तो 50 के हो गए भाई, बेटर लेट देन नेवर. शुरू तो करिए. Start practicing dharma. So the children may say, well, what is so, why to start in Kaumar? यौवन में नहीं कर सकते क्या? When you become young enough, he says, what if you die in Kaumar age? बड़ा हुआ ही नहीं तो. पर ठीक है, नेक्स्ट लाइफ में शुरू करेंगे. अरे if you don't get a human body, therefore start now. This human life is very, very rare. We should understand the value of this human life. Human life is not just meant for eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Animals are also doing the same thing. Even animals think the enjoyment which they have is the best. मैंने पहले बताया ना, pigs वाला, दोबारा नहीं बताएंगे. Pigs also think the food which they eat is the best. If you give them halwa, say, क्या दिया मेरे को? मेरा तो एकदम fresh है. Everywhere we get the species, every species gets happiness. Please don't waste your time in this. Sukhama indriyakam daitya dehad yogena dehina sarvatra labhyate daiva Yatha dukkham mayatnatah. Oh my friends, nobody endeavors for distress in this world. Any of us have endeavored for distress? मेरे जीवन में ज्यादा खुशी हो गई, थोड़ा दुख चाहिए. Nobody does that. Still, distress comes, right? Similarly, please don't endeavor for happiness. It will come automatically. Then what we should endeavor for? He says, please endeavor to attain the lotus feet of Krishna. Mukunda Charana Ambujam. That is the highest perfection of the human being. And then he says, oh my friends, you know what? People live for 100 years. And in that 100 years, 50 years are gone in sleeping. You know, some people they sleep. I was once asking to medical students, भाई कितना सो सकते हैं आप लोग एक साथ? Somebody says 10 hours, तो आराम से सो जाते हैं. बोले 10 क्या? एक दूसरा बोलता है, रोजी 15 तो ऐसे ही निकल जाता है. Other person says, Roji, I can sleep 20 hours at a stretch. So Prahlad says, Arey Baba, 50 years are gone in sleeping. Then 20 years in childhood and 20 years in old age. The most productive 10 years, they are gone in working and maintaining family. What's the use of all this? We should not endeavor for all these things. You know, that is the irony of life. When we are children, when somebody is a teenager, they have lots of time, lots of energy, no money. When one starts working, what's the combination? Lots of energy, lots of money, no time. When one is old, lots of time, lots of money, no energy. We should not endeavor for all these things. Don't waste your human life in just working for family and getting money. Because a person, when he gets married, wife, husband, children, always thinking of what will happen to my son, what will happen to my daughter. Even if they get married, my daughter should be fine. Who will take care of my old parents? When the small child is born, they grow. बच्चों की तोतली बोली कितनी अच्छी लगती है. That's what all. मतलब प्रहलाद 5 साल के खुद हैं और ऐसा ऐसा बड़ा बड़ा चीज बोल रहे हैं. He says that's how he weaves the cocoon around himself. त्यजेत कोशात् कृतिवेहमाना कर्माणि लोभात् अवितृप्त कामा औपस्थ्य चैवं बहुमन्यमाना कथं विरज्येत दुरन्त मोहा. How can somebody give up attachment for family, children? Very difficult. Therefore, oh my friends, worship Lord Narayan. बहुत डिटेल में हो instructions. There are few instructions. The friends of Prahlad, they ask a question. Prahlad, we have a doubt. And before that, Prahlad says, I received this knowledge from Narad Muni. He was taught by Narayan himself. बोलते एक मिनट, नारद मुनि कब मिले तुमको? You are always with us, right? And after the class is over, we have some freedom. You go to your palace. When did you meet Narad Muni? And Prahlad tells a story. When my father went to the forest to do tapasya, the Devatas attacked. They plundered the palace. They took away everything and they arrested my mother Kayadu. What was their plan? They were taking Kayadu. And as they were taking Kayadu, Narad Muni came and he said, wait a minute, why are you taking this innocent, simple lady? She was crying, weeping. Indra says, we have nothing to do with this lady. The child in the womb of this lady, son of Hiranyakashipu. अपने को एक ही भारी पड़ रहा है. हिरण्यकशिपु जूनियर आएगा ना, it will be difficult. Our plan is, as soon as she gives birth, we want to kill him. Abortion was never a question. It is so very sinful. Never a question. Narad Muni tells, O king, O Indra, this child in the womb of Kayadu is Mahabhagavata. I am Nishkilbishah Esha. He is a great devotee of the Lord, Mahabhagavata. You will not be able to kill him. All the devtas now they मतलब कौन बोल रहा है नारद मुनि who is known for इधर का उधर करना इधर का उधर बताएंगे उधर का उधर, but he is not that personality. He is the greatest of the acharyas. So Indra and all the devtas they had faith in Narad Muni. They circumambulated Kayadu. क्यों कयादू को क्यों? अरे बाबा child is devotee ना. Vaishnava should always be respected. We also, when we come in assembly of the devotees, we offer respects. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. That is how we offer respects. So they circumambulate, then they leave. Narad Muni brings Kayadu to his ashram and starts teaching Kayadu. How many years Hiranyakashipu did tapasya? Or 60,000 years. Kayadu, she decided, I will give birth to my child only when Hiranyakashipu comes back. That was the power she had. She kept the child in the womb for 60,000 years. Every day she is hearing Bhagavatam Katha from Narad Muni. Can you imagine? The powerful Katha. Narad Muni is speaking directly. And Prahlad says, I heard everything. So children, they ask a question. Your mother also heard, right? Why we don't see devotion in your mother? Prahlad says, when she came back, she started associating with Hiranyakashipu. And when she was hearing, she was in anxiety. So she could not remember anything. That's the power of association. 60,000 साल तक भी सुनने के आएंगे. And if we start associating with those who are not devotees, Hari Bol हो जाएगा फिर. So therefore, Narad Muni concludes, Prahlad concludes, therefore, O my friends, please practice devotional service. He teaches them the knowledge of the soul and the super soul, transmigration. And all these sons of demons, they were so influenced by Prahlad, they accepted everything. And in the tiffin hours, when Shanda Marka is gone, they are doing kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Such beautiful, छोटे छोटे बच्चों का कीर्तन हो रहा है. And one day, Shanda Marka comes back a little early. And they say, hey, क्या कर रहा है ये? He is spoiling our entire school. पहले एक ही गड़बड़ था, अभी तो पूरा हमारे कुल का नाम मिट्टी में मिला गए तो इतना अच्छा राक्षस कुल है हमारा. ऐसे अभी कुछ नहीं कर सकते इसका. We have to take him. They bring him to his father Hiranyakashipu and tells them everything. Hiranyakashipu, he is so very angry. He durvinit mandatman kulbheda karadhama massashana stabdham masyashanodrityam Nishetvadyayamakshayam. He Durvinit, O impudent Prahlad, foolish Mandatman, destroyer of our family. ऐसा सब अच्छा बोलते हैं, गाली देते हैं बहुत से. Our acharyas, they give a positive meaning to it. वो अभी नहीं बताएंगे, बाद में बताऊंगा. Today I will send you to the abode of Yamaraj. Yamakshayam, Yamlok bhejne wala hu. He says, when I am angry, even the planets tremble. Krudhyasya yasya kampante trayoloka saheshwara. Entire universe trembles when I am angry. You are not fearful? From where are you getting your power from? अभी भी प्रहलाद रुकते नहीं है. Still he gets a chance and he starts preaching. You know what he says? Na kevalam me bhavatascha rajan savay balinam balanam pacha paresham. He says, Oh my father, not only me, your strength is also coming from same source, Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu, he's completely going insane, completely mad with anger. He says, you are telling that your God is the source of my strength? Prahlad says, Father, your only enemy is one, your uncontrolled mind. He says, oh my father, if your mind is not controlled, you cannot do anything good in life. Please control your mind, chant Hare Krishna. Hiranyakashipu, he can't handle this. He says, Prahlad, you are so unfortunate. Yastvaya manda bhagyokto madanyo jagadishvara kvaso yadisa sarvatra kasmat stambhe sadrishyate. He says, oh Prahlad, you are so unfortunate. Manda bhagya. You know why manda bhagya? I am the proprietor of entire universe. I was about to give everything to you, but you will not get any of this. बस प्रहलाद हिरण्यकशिपु के लिए क्या है? भाग्य मतलब पैसा होना चाहिए, धन संपत्ति, मजा करने का साधन. But he says, अच्छा, you are talking of somebody greater than me, मदन्यो जगदीश्वरा, और कोई है इस संसार में जगदीश्वरा? Where is he? Prahlad says, he is everywhere. He says, as he is speaking this, he sees a pillar in his palace. Is he in this pillar? Hiranyakashipu, as he speaks this, our acharyas, they say that Lord Narsimha Dev, he was waiting which pillar Prahlad will point to and Hiranyakashipu will point to. I will enter that pillar. So Prahlad says, yes, my father, he is there in this pillar. Hiranyakashipu says, today I shall cut off your head. I'll send you to Yamraj. Let's see where your God is. Let him come and protect you. He took his sword, charges towards Prahlad. And on the way, he smashes that pillar with his fist. And as the pillar is smashed, a very powerful roaring sound starts coming from within, reverberating the entire universe. Hiranyakashipu is searching, kahan se aa rahi awaaz? And he is getting fearful. Entire universe is trembling. Devatas are thinking maybe our planets are getting destroyed. And suddenly, the pillar bursts open and Narsimha Dev appears. Narsimha Dev Bhagavan ki jai. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmana. Adrishyatat bhutarupamudvahan. Stambhe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. To prove the words of his devotee true. Who is that devotee? There are 4 devotees जिनके शब्दों को सत्य करने के लिए नरसिम्ह देव प्रकट हुए हैं. Who are they? One is Brahma. Brahma ji gave benedictions. Another personality is Narad Muni. Narad Muni told Devatas he cannot be killed by anyone. Prahlad cannot be killed by anyone. Satya karna padega na. And who is the 4th one? Hiranyakashipu himself. He asked the benediction. And then when Prahlad was not getting killed, what he said? If he is not getting killed, I will be killed. So, Satya karna padega na. So, Lord appears to fulfill the devotees' words. Hiranyakashipu, he is observing the form of Narsimha Dev. Angry eyes like molten gold. Ears erect, motionless. Nostrils are looking like mountain caves. He has tongue coming out of his mouth like a sword, moving. His mane is straight white. He has deadly teeth. His nails very sharp, razor shaped. Entire body is stretching sky. His entire body is covered with white hairs.